Now we gonna get into the review, but first I gotta touch these leaks. I gotta touch on these leaks, man, because it's ridiculous. And it only happened with our type of shows. Like plot leaks happen. That happen. A picture or something, that might happen. But the whole episode and then large significant clips, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous on the people that's doing it. It's tasteless, because you got a lot of people working on these shows. You got the producers, the writers, the actors, the people behind the scenes shooting it. It's a lot of people working on these shows, and for it to come out early, it mess up the ratings. That's what it do the worst thing to, because they look at the ratings and then they say, oh well, we don't need another show like this. These one of the shows that got a lot of black people in it. You know what I'm saying? So I hate when I see stuff like that. And Power, y'all gotta do a better job of cleaning that up. Like, it should be somebody that's watching YouTube, so when that stuff do come out, they get it instantly. Cause it's other companies that do that. Some come out, they get it instantly. Like, nah, that ain't about to be out there. So they gotta do a better job. Everybody gotta do, all around to stop these leaks, man. But I just had to say my piece on that. The show was actually dope. Like, number 7 was very good, and I think the way they got it, 8, 9, and 10 all gonna feel like a season finale almost. Like, they gonna be really that good the way they setting it up. Season 2 to me is definitely stronger than season 1. Definitely. Like, the way they doing it now, I'm like, okay, they on a good path, and this episode in particular, they paced it good, and they gave us a lot still. Now, the actual episode, it was some scenes in it that was amazing. The Tate Carrie scene, dope. I told y'all too, Tate was gonna try to wife Carrie. I got that video up. Go check it out, and then subscribe for me too. But that scene was amazing. The Kane Davis scene, that was amazing. Like, they had some scenes that was just like, and then Tariq and Tamika too. That was a good one. The first time, not when they all came and jumped on them, but the first time I was like, that's a good scene, because they was actually being real with each other. And then, it kind of, Tariq had to let her know, like, yo, I'm not snitching. And then, of course, they come back, and she got a gang of people with her, like, yo, take these papers. We got a good deal for you. Now she rushing them. That's how they do in real life, too. They set you up, and then they come like, hey, this the best opportunity for you. And they got a gang of people, and they want you to just make a quick decision. But Tariq still strong. But that was a good scene, too. But let's just start with the beginning of the show. Let's start with the Tejadas, because they started with the Tejadas, with Drew and Lorenzo handling their business to get more involved in the streets. Lorenzo is making some horrible decisions, in my opinion, because he's creating odds with Monet, and it's because of how he came back, right? So we know you the man, you the head of the household. Facts, I'm with you. But you gotta know how to re-enter the household if you've been gone for a minute. That's where he making the biggest mistake at. Because he doing it, you want to change some things, you want things to be a certain way, but how he going about it is going to cause resentment towards him. You got to do that slow over a period of time, the changes that you want when you re-enter a situation. And he going about it like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to cause some conflict between Kane and Drew. It's going to cause some conflict between him and Monet. You know what I'm saying? Even Diana and Monet, they got conflict. So the whole family is going there. And I think with him being the head, instead of coming in like, hey, Monet, you done. We doing it like this. Go shopping. He could have just slow paced it. Seen Kane and Drew actually out in the streets moving, and then made a decision on the two. Even though Kane reckless and he a hothead, but you could be thinking in your head, hey, I'm gonna go with Drew as my number 2, but just seen them for a little minute, and then, all right, yeah, Drew will be the right choice, and then make that choice. It might come across a little better than you just coming home, hey, Drew the number 2. I don't care that you got the connect, Kane. You know, this is what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So he could just make some better moves in how he moving. Now, the Diana and Monet situation, that ain't good. That ain't gonna be good, because Diana got resentment against her because she not letting her live. She gonna make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta let them live. You just hope the mistakes ain't big and like so big to where it affect their life forever. You know what I'm saying? But she gonna make her mistakes, and going to Stansfield, going up there with Tariq would be a mistake, but you gotta let her make it. And because Monet not trying to do that, Diana just going to Tariq, telling him information. Just her, bang, 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 bang. She just dropped Tariq like, yo, what about this person? What about, you know what I'm saying? And Diana just like feeding him information, you know, because of their resentment. So they got problems, and Monet got to do a better job with that. Monet and Lorenzo got to do a better job parenting. I know they want to take over the streets and get their money, but they got to focus on that first. You know, that should be their first priority. Speaking of parenting, let's get on Mecca and Zeke. Alright, because, dog, Mecca rose up on Zeke and just literally dropped a bomb on him while he practicing. He in the layup line shooting free throws and stuff, and Buddy just come up like, yo, I'm your dad. Like, that's a big thing to say. I mean, I get it, he trying to get out in front of it, but you could kind of smooth talk it a little better than that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe introduce yourself to him one time and let him know, hey, I'm gonna be in touch with you or something like that. And then slowly tell him, but he just, boom, hit him with it. And once they have a conversation again, so this conversation didn't do it, but it sparked that thing in Zeke's mind. Once they have a conversation again, he gonna be like, oh yeah. And that's when it's all gonna blow up, right? Because everybody gonna figure out, hold on, that not my cousin, that my brother. You know what I'm saying? For the younger kid. And then Lorenzo gonna go crazy. If he figure that out and figure out Monet been lying to him the whole time, he gonna go crazy. Because that's the big thing. Monet been lying about this for what, 20 years? Like, it's so many opportunities and times where you could tell a person something big like this, and you know it's gonna be repercussions, but you just gotta do it. Because the longer it go, the more it's gonna hurt. A big lie like this ain't like, hey, I didn't take the trash out type shit. This a big one. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna really rip the family once all this information getting out. And it look like from the previews on 8, it's coming. It's about to come out soon. So Monet been wilding for not telling everybody that. Now Tariq is doing his thing. He stood strong this episode, and I think he done been with all 3 of the chicks now, because he just got with Diana. He been with Effie and then Lauren. You know, so he done been with all of them. It seemed like he liked all of them, but eventually, especially if Diana get up there at that school, he gonna have to make a decision and actually like be with one. I know he was with Lauren for a second, but it wasn't like public to everybody. Like, yo, this my girl. You know, eventually that's gonna happen. He gonna come to a head, you know, and he gonna have to literally be like, all right, I'm gonna be with one of them, you know. But Diana dropped some info on him, like a gang of info, you know, before she did that. And hopefully that helped him too. Lauren was trying to give him some information. She wasn't able to, but I think Lauren gonna help him eventually too, because of what she got on the wire with Kane. The one thing I think Tariq is in a funny situation with, and it's gonna be hard for him to get out of, and he probably gonna really, really damage his relationship with Brayden, unless Brayden changes his tune on how he feeling. It's that picture. That's something Tariq needs. You see Tate turned into O-Dog on him when they was talking. He say, boy, I'm gonna stop playing with you. You know, like, so he gonna have to get that picture to help his little sister. He needs that. And Tate need that. So Tariq gotta get it. And I think that's gonna cause a big, unless Braden changes his tune about it, that's gonna cause a big wedge between them. You know, and that's gonna be probably the biggest problem he gonna have. You know, because Braden know him. Braden know what he trying to do, all that. And then Braden want to be in the game too. So if both of them on opposite sides, yet they stand together in the dorm, all that, that's going to be an issue. Now, as far as this episode, I talked about the scenes that I like, but some standout performances got to go to Tariq one, because he did his thing. It's from an acting style. Like, I'm watching him like he doing his thing this episode. Tate always be on point though. That's the OG. But you know, he had strong opening scene with Tariq and him, and he talking to him like, yo, he switched up to O-Dog real quick on him. Like, dog, you better have this picture. You know what I'm saying? And that was a good scene. Then the scene with him and Carrie, which we know they gonna develop some more of that relationship. That was a good scene. Tate was doing his thing this episode. Davis, Method Man, he did his thing. Some actors really, like, they really was standing out to me this episode. Them three was like strong. I'm like, damn, they doing their numbers, you know. And then the whole episode as a whole was good, man. But yeah, it's heating up. So I'm gonna be here for it. After this, we got Force coming. We got a bunch of different shows coming, so this gonna be a good year, man. It's Mac the Guru. If you're still here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click that like button, and as always, y'all be easy, be safe. Peace.